Hello, it's been 8 years since my last video about my Corgi Mr. Bean collection. Today I'm going to review a new release by Corgi. Do It Yourself Mr. Bean's Mini comes complete with a resin Mr. Bean figure, mop, rope and armchair. The product code is CC82114 and went on sale at the end of December 2020. The recommended retail price is £27.99, not unreasonable given the extra additions. This armchair stunt has been performed twice after the series. Firstly, in 2009 at the Goodwood Revival, and secondly for the 25th anniversary of Mr. Bean in 2015. Mr. Bean drove down the Mall and parked up outside Buckingham Palace. His reason for driving on top of the car was because the car was full of his presents. This was a particularly special occasion for me, as I won a competition to present Mr. Bean with his birthday cake. You can find this video on my channel. I got to see afterwards how the stunt was performed, but I won't spoil any secrets here. On the top is Mr. Bean's signature, a picture of Teddy, and the number 30 in reflective gold to celebrate the 30th anniversary with the silhouette of the real and animated Mr. Bean. It's never easy to resist the January sales, but when you're Mr. Bean, you own a Mini and you buy too much. Improvising is always the key. While the interior may be stuffed with bargain purchases, the only solution available to Mr. Bean is to modify the car to drive it home seated in a new armchair, carefully installed on top of the roof. A complex system of ropes, pulleys, broom handles and bricks all work brilliantly until the unfortunate appearance of a hill on the journey home. So nota bene, this product description has been skillfully corrected by Mr. Bean of London. The box has been designed to look like it has been wrapped in brown paper and tape, covered in handwritten notes, T marks and fingerprints. This motor car is the best around. I made it with my own two hands. You won't find one anywhere quite so great, so pick it up silly, what's the wait? This is the underside of the box. As you can see, it was designed in England and manufactured in China. The product is not recommended for children below the age of 3. On older versions, you would find the year of release printed on the box, but on this one you don't. Let's take the model out the box. The registration number is correct, SLW287R. Some previous versions have incorrectly used ACW497V, and of course the animated series uses a different number plate as well, STE952R. There are more seams included in this mini model. The door handle and padlock is more detailed, but as a consequence the doors do not open. The edges of the front and rear windows have also been painted black to represent a rubber seal. This is not present on older versions. The bonnet is a matte black colour. One of the first versions of the Corgi Mr. Bean Mini 96011 featured a gloss black bonnet. The grille is also black. Early versions had a silver grille, which was incorrect. The hole in the grille for the external bonnet release is even more detailed than the older versions. The mini badges are featured on the bonnet and boot, and the bumper, headlights and grille surrounds are painted silver. The headlights, however, do not protrude out as much as the older versions. The hubcap wheels have more depth to them, making them look more realistic. Previous versions have been hub wheels with less of a profile or whiz wheels. I have seen a rare version of 04419 with mini lights, similar to what you would find on the Italian job minis. I haven't untied this model from the box, so you can't see underneath, but the floor panels and exhaust are now made from plastic, not metal, and is attached to the car body with screws. Older versions had a permanent fixing. The rope that holds the armchair down is fed through the windows. Likewise, the string to control the steering is also fed through the steering wheel. The mop and brooms are very detailed with the handles bound together. The resin figure is also lifelike, even including the mole on his cheek. The armchair design is pin-tucked and has a sold sign hanging on the back of it, just like in the episode. The seats are beige inside the Mini. The animated series versions were red, and all of the other Minis prior to CC82110 have had black seats. Some constructive feedback. I find the box and window quite narrow, which means that it is difficult to see the front or back of the model without removing it from the packaging. I'm also not keen on having the Euro slot in the box. It is a premium product and deserves to be more than hung up on a hook in the shop. Prior to CC82110, only 61211 had a Euro slot, which was a budget version. Even though the slot had been scored, the card was left in place unless pushed out if hung up in the shop. While some people will recycle the packaging, for me and many others, the product will always remain boxed. Whilst the box design is creative, it is more or less the same design that has been used on a number of Mr Bean Corgi products in recent years, CC82110 and CC82115 minis, and also the Blue Reliant Regal CC85804. I understand why it's probably about having a running theme, but different box designs is part of the reason why I have ended up collecting so many. Perhaps this version could have had a picture of Mr Bean sitting in the armchair on top of his mini. Moving on to the model itself, the doors don't open, which if used as a toy is always a nice extra. It's a shame the bumpers, headlights and grille surrounds have been painted silver instead of a chrome effect like some of the previous versions. It mentions it on the box, but there are no bargain purchases inside this mini. It would have been nice to have had the inside full of tins of paint and other furniture. I probably wouldn't recommend it for a 3-year-old to play with. It's obviously CE certified, but I think there are too many fragile pieces for it to last very long. I had a Mr Bean Mini when I was 3 for Christmas, which was nowhere near as detailed as this one, but it still never lasted very long. Soon it was missing its tyres, covered in stickers, and windows smashed. I really am being picky. There isn't anything nearly as good as this model on the market. It's fantastic they've finally made it. So to conclude, should you buy it? As a Corgi collector or Mr Bean fan, of course. Support Corgi as there aren't many detailed die-cast car manufacturers around these days. This is by far the most detailed Mr Bean Mini available, and it's really nice how they've related it to one of the sketches. I would probably recommend for younger children the Mr Bean Mini on its own, available from Corgi CC82115. It's slightly cheaper and there are fewer delicate parts which could be broken. Overall, I'm really pleased Corgi released the do-it-yourself Mr Bean version. So what could come in the future to join the Corgi Mr Bean range? Maybe Mr Bean's Orange Mini from the first episode, registration RNT996H. Or how about a Mr Bean Mini facing destruction by a tank, as featured in Back to School Mr Bean? Comment below, I'd love to hear any other ideas you have. I wanted to share this video with you because it is increasingly harder to find a model shop where you can go and have a good look at a product before purchasing, particularly during this pandemic. If you enjoyed this video and would like me to conduct more reviews with the rest of my Mr Bean Corgi collection, please comment below. Thank you for watching and remember to like and subscribe.